The naval power of ancient Rome was one of the pillars upon which the empire built its vast dominion over the Mediterranean world, transforming the once contested waters into what the Romans proudly called Mare Nostrum, our sea. Yet Rome was not originally a maritime power. In its early centuries, the Roman Republic was a land-based polity, relying on its disciplined legions rather than fleets. It was only through necessity, especially during the Punic Wars against Carthage, that Rome learned the art of naval warfare and gradually became the undisputed master of the Mediterranean. This transformation was not merely military, but also technological, logistical, and strategic, reflecting Rome's ability to adapt, innovate, and dominate. The turning point came during the First Punic War, 264 to 241 BC, when Rome faced Carthage, the greatest naval power of the Western Mediterranean. Initially inexperienced at sea, the Romans compensated with ingenuity. They captured a wrecked Carthaginian quinquereme and used it as a model to build an entire fleet, reportedly within 2 months. But their real innovation was the corvus, a long boarding bridge with a spike that could be dropped onto enemy decks, locking the two ships together. This invention helped Rome win crucial victories, such as the Battle of Mylae, 260 BC, and the Battle of Ecnomus, 256 BC, one of the largest naval battles in ancient history. The destruction of the Carthaginian fleets and Rome's victory in the Punic Wars gave it control over Sicily, Sardinia, and Corsica, and opened the way to expansion across the Mediterranean. With the Second Punic War and the defeat of Hannibal, followed by the destruction of Carthage in the Third Punic War, 149 to 146 BC, Rome eliminated its main maritime rival. From that moment, the Mediterranean became a Roman lake. Roman naval supremacy extended beyond warfare. It was essential for maintaining the empire's vast trade networks and communications. The fleet ensured the safe transport of grain from Egypt and North Africa to feed the ever-growing population of Rome. Merchant ships protected by Roman patrols carried wine, olive oil, metals, slaves, and luxury goods between provinces, creating an interconnected economic system. The Pax Romana, Rome's long period of relative peace, was sustained by the presence of powerful naval squadrons stationed in key ports such as Ravenna, Misenum, Alexandria, and Carthage. These bases served both as defensive outposts and logistical centers, hosting thousands of sailors, marines, and craftsmen who kept the ships seaworthy. The Roman navy was organized with the same discipline that characterized the legions. Admirals, known as praefectae classis, commanded regional fleets composed of ships such as the Liburna, a fast and maneuverable vessel originally adopted from Illyrian pirates, and the trireme and quinquereme, which combined speed with ramming and boarding capabilities. Unlike the earlier Republican fleets that relied heavily on rowers, the Imperial Navy evolved toward professionalization, with crews serving as permanent military units. Naval forces also played a vital role in suppressing piracy, which had become a major threat to commerce in the late Republic. The campaign led by Pompey the Great in 67 BC against Mediterranean pirates was one of the most remarkable naval operations of antiquity. In just a few months, he divided the sea into sectors, cleared them one by one, and restored safe navigation. This demonstrated not only Rome's military power, but also its administrative efficiency. Later, under emperors like Augustus, the navy was permanently institutionalized as part of the Roman military apparatus. During the imperial era, the fleet also supported land campaigns, transporting troops, supplies, and siege engines. It was crucial during the conquest of Britain, the wars in Judea, and the defense of the Rhine and Danube frontiers. Naval engineers and shipwrights continued to improve vessel design, emphasizing lighter and faster ships capable of long-distance patrols. Though rarely celebrated like the legions, the Roman navy remained indispensable. It was both the shield and the artery of the empire, guarding its coastlines, ensuring food security, and symbolizing Rome's domination over the ancient world. Even as the empire began to decline, the remnants of its fleets continued to protect trade routes and coastal provinces from barbarian incursions. In the end, the legacy of Roman naval power was not merely in the ships they built or the battles they won, but in the lasting maritime order they imposed on the Mediterranean. For more than 6 centuries, no rival could challenge their supremacy at sea. The Mediterranean, once a patchwork of warring states and pirates, became a unified zone of commerce and culture under Roman rule. The sea that had divided civilizations now connected them, and through the might of its navy, Rome turned the waters into the lifeblood of its empire, an achievement that would echo through history long after the last Roman sails had vanished from the horizon.